Hey guys, great to be here this week. Fantastic, massive news. User config finally released. Yeah, it took us a while to get there, but fantastic news that it's finally there. The biggest thing with user config is that it won't actually enable on your device for about 2 weeks. So on the 31st, we have a hard-coded timestamp in all of the builds, such that when all of your devices reach that point, the timestamp will kind of activate and user config will come on at about the same time on all of your devices. So you'll get to experience cross-device syncing once all of your devices have updated essentially. So yeah, that'll take a while to kick in. There's a few visual changes with session that are present even before the update happens, so you may notice those as well. But a bulk majority of the changes are behind this feature flag that will enable on the 31st around 10 a.m. Australian time. So yeah, that'll be good for all of the session users. We are still working on a bunch of features inside of session, which is not user configuration, so disappearing messages are moving forward pretty nicely. The next release you're probably likely to see is push notifications, so we'll be updating that, and that should come pretty soon. We're just reconfiguring things after the user config release, and probably don't want to push anything except for bug fix releases before user config actually goes live. So yeah, that's what's been happening on the session side. The LokiNet side has essentially been continuing their work on datagram support for libquick, which is running well. Basically just putting in a few features in the last couple of days, especially to deal with splitting up packets properly and rearranging them on the other side when they're received. So that was being put through. That's about it on what we've been working on. Obviously we've been doing some other stuff behind the scenes on the core side of things to rearrange things there. But yeah, lots of moving pieces on that one. I don't want to say too much without being able to go into detail on it. So yeah, lots of stuff happening, lots of pieces moving, and hopefully I'll be able to join you next week for the dev update too. All right, thanks guys.
Hey everybody, how's it going wherever you are in your neck of the woods? Here in Australia, it's quite cold. We're in the thick of winter. I've got my beanie on, I've got my jumper, I've got my heater on right now. But anyways, that's neither here or there. I'm here to talk to you guys about the goings and happenings of last week. So last week we smashed out a bunch of videos. We had 2 videos come out, part 1 and part 2, on this Privacy Experts Reacts series. Privacy Experts Reacts. Privacy Experts Answers Your Questions. And as I mentioned before, I think I mentioned it last week, it's a cross-promotional kind of campaign where we collect the questions from Twitter, and then it's cross-promoted by the session YouTube. So parts 1 and parts 2 are out right now. We'll put a link to those in the description so you guys can check it out. We also filmed a video around metadata, what it is, how third parties collect it and use that against you. So keep your eyes peeled because that will be dropping sometime next week. Last week, actually, big news, we were also nominated for Hackernoon Startup of the Year 2023 in the Oceania region. I don't know if that's how you say it. Oceania? Yeah, I think that's how you say it. Oceania region. That's another big win for session. I mean, it's not a win yet, but it could be a win if you guys go and throw your vote to session. So we'll put a link to that in the description. But anyways, it's big, not only for session, but also just for privacy tech in general. It's just awesome to see session continuing to be recognized just around the space, because it's something that we're super proud of. We're proud of session. We're proud of all we've achieved. So it's nice when we get nominated for things like this, or session gets mentioned in these sort of like big places. So that was definitely a cool thing that happened last week. On the foundation side of things, we've also been working towards fixing up the transparency documentation on the OPTF website, just to make sure that, you know, we're being as open and honest with you guys as possible, and making sure that we're doing all the right things and giving all the right kinds of information. So we've just been refining that up a little bit. Finally, two, we have started to action a whole bunch of the changes that we reviewed last week and the last couple of weeks in regards to customer support. Just refining it, essentially making sure that we're giving the best kind of customer support for our users that we can give. And it's going to be one of those ongoing processes. We'll keep refining and we'll keep iterating. But we kind of did a big review of that, and so we're starting to actually implement a bunch of these changes. But yeah, I mean that was last week, but it doesn't stop there. We've got a whole heap of stuff in the pipeline and work in the pipeline to get us where we wanna be, where we truly want to be, and where we need to be. So we'll just keep on working away at that, and I'll see you guys next week. Ciao for now.